Today's workout is a circuit workout. Now, circuit is the most basic form of training most of you are already very familiar with. A sequence of exercises done in an order. The following slide is going to show you exactly what order those exercises are in. Stick to that order. They're put together that way for a reason. Follow time of work as well as the time of rest. So grab an app on your phone, use a stopwatch, get something so that you can time these rounds accurately. Make sure that you complete every repetition with the best form that you can. If there's an exercise you can't do, look it up before you start, find a substitute, or reach out to me and I'll give you an alternative for it. Follow through the exercises in order for the time given, rest for the time given, and then use the rest between rounds, recover, reset yourself, and get ready to repeat if there's more repeats to come. Squat jacks. So we're just combining a squat and a jumping jack. Okay, easiest way to get this, start from your bottom position. Think everything goes small, everything goes big. So my feet come together, I'm down into my squat and my hands are in. As I come up, boom. Feet go wide, hands above the head. Drop down. So you're taking your standard jack and you're adding the squat movement into that as well. Push-ups. You've got two options with the push-up. Option one, want everyone to do at least 2 full push-ups. Hands slightly wider than shoulder width, up on your toes. The wider you take your feet, the easier your push-up's going to be. So if you really struggle, go with a wide base on your feet. Feet together is the optimal position. You notice my body's in a straight line through my shoulders, my hips, my knees, my ankles. Avoid dropping and avoid sticking your bum up. Find that nice straight line. Turn your fingers in ever so slightly. Your left hand, your middle finger points to 1 o'clock, your right hand points to 11 o'clock. So the hands are just slightly turned in. Drop down, push through. Drop down, squeeze the shoulder blades at the bottom and push. If you need to go to your knees, you drop your knees from that top position. My knees, my hips, my shoulders stay in line. Drop and push. There is no point in doing push-ups back here, because if I take my hands away, it does the same thing, okay? Make sure that the hips are forward, hands are in position, toes are off the floor, and you're working. For our kick sets, what we want to do is we want to stay low to the ground and we want to keep moving fast. Those of you that have done any of the jiu-jitsu or the grappling stuff with us, slightly different from your sit out. The sit out is focused very much on moving the opponent. Kick sets, it's just getting those legs moving left and right. So we stay low, we keep our hands fairly low to the ground. I'm going to give you 2 options with the hands. And we want to get that speed of the legs building up, getting nice and fast. For a kick set, you got 2 hands down is harder. Lifting the hand as you turn is a little bit easier. Now the reason for this, when one hand stays down and I twist my body out to the side, I've got a slight bit of compression under here. My lung can't fill up fully. So by lifting the hand, you open that out and you allow that little bit extra space to get the deep breath. So lift the hand up to make it easier. Keep both hands down on the floor to make it harder. Start from that low position. I'm going to step the back foot and I want to slide that leg through. Now in one movement, I'm going to kick that through and change. So you can see my hips are staying nice and low, and the aim is to get that movement working fast. So my start position from here, step one leg, kick through, and then switch. The lower you stay, the easier you're going to find it to pick up that speed. With the hand lift option, as I'm here, boom. Hand comes up, opens the chest, more oxygen in, change. Breathing each time with it. Russian twists. So I'm back in my seated position from here. Russian twist is a small movement. Slow movement, a controlled movement. Too fast, too much momentum, you miss the effect of this exercise. Legs are out, knees slightly bent. Option 1 is feet on the floor and my body is upright. I want you to imagine you're holding a ball in your hand, and that ball must stay in line with the center of my chest. My shoulders turn as far around as I can go. Then I'm just going to touch that ball to the floor. Bring it back to center. Turn the whole body, touch the ball, back to center. Option 1 for making it harder, lean back a little bit. Turn the shoulders, back to center. Shoulders, center. I can also lift my feet up. You need to be able to find that balance. Turn, back. Turn, back. That stop in the middle is critical for making you work. If you just sit and bounce your arms side to side, there's no workout in this. Shoulders turn, arms drop, pause in the center. Do not cross your feet. Feet side by side the whole time. Okay, we're going to look at our bear crawls now. So, if you've got a little bit of space, just go forward 2 or 3 and then move back 2 or 3. You don't need to cover a lot of distance with these for them to be effective. With the bear crawl, I'm on my toes and I'm on my hands. Now, you can go flat palms or you can go knuckles, whatever feels more comfortable for you. If you've got issues on your wrist, I recommend going flat on the knuckle. If you're good, you can go on the hand. So, set yourself up. Hips are over knees, shoulders are over hands. Opposite hand and foot move. Left, then right. 1, 2. Moving back. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you struggle a little bit with the coordination in the beginning, one at a time. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Okay? So hand, opposite foot, bring the hands in line, bring the feet in line. If I'm going in reverse, foot, opposite hand, feet in line, hands in line. Foot, opposite hand, feet in line, hands in line. Okay? If you've got a bit of space, you can work it forward and back. If you're very limited for space, you don't have much, just come forward for 3. 1, 2, 3, and go back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once you coordinate the movement, just moving forward and back, even a short distance, is very effective. It'll get the heart rate up and it'll get that breathing going real quick for you. We're going to look at the reverse lunge now. Same as your lunge when you move forward, except the step goes to the rear. So you can step it back, keep the width on the feet, drop that back knee down, lift, return to center. Step back, drop down, return to center. You've got the static option where you can work all your repetitions on one side before changing, or your alternating option where you do one left, one right. The reverse lunge. So as your half Hindu, I'm going to give you the variation. I'm going to show you the half Hindu. I'm also going to give you the option for the full Hindu. Okay, so 2 stages on this exercise. It's a push-up variation. Some people call it a judo push-up, some people call it a dive bomber. It's all the same thing. Start in a down dog position. So my feet are wider than my hips, my bum is up, and my hips are back. Bend at the elbows and point your elbows to your feet. And then I want to scoop my chest down through my arms. So I bend the elbows, scoop through, hips are low. There's your finished position. From here, push your hips up and back to the start. Elbows down, look up, and back. That's your half Hindu. If you're looking for something a little more challenging, the full Hindu comes up from here in reverse. So I'm going to slide the body back down, bend the elbows, and drive out on the arms. Half Hindu goes forward, full Hindu drives back. You should feel this one loading up on the triceps. It'll set your arms on fire. If you're not, you've probably got your arms turned out. For this one, the elbows need to point back straight to your feet. Squat jump. So with the squat jump, I want to make sure that I get down nice and low. I like to put my hands out for a little bit of balance. And as I come up, I can throw those hands into the movement and generate a little bit of hip extension. When you land, land soft. Now, depending on how your legs feel, you may want to chain these together. Land, sink, land, sink, land, sink. If that's a little bit too intense for you, hop, land soft, reset. Drop, land soft, and reset. A monkey movement is very similar to a gorilla. The biggest difference is, with the monkeys, I'm moving left to right rather than forward and back with it. So, I'm going to start myself sitting down as low as I can in that squat. Now, if you're only here in that squat, that's okay. Same thing, I want to go on the knuckles and I'm going to drop the knuckles here. You see how I've got my knees, one inside, one outside. I want to switch those knees, so now, inside, outside, move across. Bring the hands up. Hands, switch the knees, and then hop. Hands, switch the knees, and then hop. Once you've mastered that coordination of it, you can just work it in one movement, working left to right. Again, you don't need a massive amount of space to do this. 2, 3 each side is plenty. Russian kicks. So for this one, I want you to start sitting. Bum on the floor, hands slightly wider than shoulder width, and sit them just behind your hips. Have your legs out in front, and then lift your hips, and lift one foot off the floor. So you're loading the weight through the arms. To change over, I'm really going to have to kick. So as I drop this foot to the floor, kick with this one. Don't try and put one down and lift the other one. Kick, 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 kick. Get that momentum going. Throw them nice and fast. Make sure you let your hips work with you. When the leg is up, lift the hips, throw it in, throw it in, throw it in. If you're struggling, 2 down, 1 up. 2 down, 1 up. Slightly less intense option, but be aware, easier on the legs, it's going to burn your arms because you're holding that position much longer. So try and find your rhythm, get your momentum, and then really just kick yourself out side to side.